Shalom, לכולם israelitim, בברזיל, במזרח התיכון, כל ארבעות כנפות של הארץ. זה אסף בנמי קריספין לוי, אשר מדבר איתכם. אני רוצה לדבר על תורה, רשובה של תורה. הדברים אשר יוצאו מחרפי יהוה. Shalom, good morning to everybody. Here the elder Assaf Benami Crispin Levi, and I would like to salute all Israelites in Brazil, in the Middle East, Israel, and all the countries in the earth. The objective or the aim of our teachings of the Torah is to awake the Israelites, shall 12 tribes of Israel scattered out in the midst of the countries, to return back to keep the commandments of the Eternal One, the statutes and judges. We don't preach religion because the Eternal One didn't deliver the religion, neither Judaism, nor Islamism, nor Christianism, nor philosophies, nor Brahmanism, nor any kind of religion. He just left the Torah, the statutes of judges that came out from his mouth. And once more, we're going to read the Torah. We stop in the item 195, and now we're going to 196. When a Hebrew slave goes free, the owner must give him gifts. Devarim, or Deuteronomy, chapter 15. Devarim, or Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verses 12 to 14, and verse 18. 12. When your brother is sold to you, a Hebrew man or a Hebrew woman, and shall serve you 6 years, then let him go free from you in the 7th year. And when you send him away free from you, let him not go away empty-handed. You shall richly supply him from your flock, and from your threshing floor, and from your winepress, with that which Yahweh has blessed you with, give it to him. Now the 18. Let it not be hard in your eyes when you send him away free from you, for he has been worth a double hired servant in serving you 6 years, and Yahweh your Elohim shall bless you and all you do. Well, we're speaking about the laws about the slaves or the employees, and our duties to our fellow men. When the Hebrew slave came to work with us, and he worked 6 years, but in the 7th year we must put him free. And he couldn't get out with the empty-handed. The employers must give him a compensation because he served you, or he served his owner for 6 years. It represents also our stay in this earth. We're going to stay here in this earth, in this universe, for 6,000 years. In the 7th millennium, our rescuer, Yahushua ben Yosef, will rescue us, like it is written in the Torah. And obviously, if we keep the commandments of the Eternal One, the others, men and women, that didn't keep the commandments of the Torah, they will stay in this earth, in the grave, for 1,000 years. And they will be judged in the end of 7 millennium. When the 7 millennium ends, and it starts the 8th millennium, in the white throne judgment. Well, but when a Hebrew slave goes free, the owner must give him gifts. If the person works for you several times, you must to compensate him, like the all work laws in several countries permits that. And you must give him gifts. You can't to say farewell to him or to her empty-handed, because it's written in the Torah. Then in 12, when your brother is sold to you, a Hebrew man or a Hebrew woman, and shall serve you 6 years, then let him go free from you in the 7th year. Because the law is the shadow of future things, like Shaul Rashalia says to the Colossians. And when you send him away free from you, let him not go away empty-handed. We must give him something. And let it not be hard in your eyes when you send him away free from you, for he has been worth a double hired servant in serving you 6 years. And Yahweh your Elohim shall bless you in all that you do. Well, let's see this item 196 in the oral law in Abraham's times, Job's times, Yaakov's times, Yahusef's time. 196. Bereshit 43, Bereshit, Genesis 43:24. Bereshit 43:24. First, Bereshit chapter 43, verse 24. And the man brought the men into Yosef's house, and gave them water, and they washed their feet, and he gave their donkeys fodder. And they made the present ready for Yosef's coming at noon, for they heard that they were to eat there. Well, let's see chapter 30, verse 25 to 30 for a better comprehension. And it came to be when Rachel had born Yosef, that Yaakov said to Laban, "Send me on my way, to go to my own place and to my land. Give my wives and my children, for whom I have served you, and let me go, for you yourself know my service, which I have done for you." And Laban said to him, "If I have found favor in your eyes, please stay. For I have diligently watched that Yahweh has blessed me for your sake." And he said, "Name me your wages, and I will give it." So he said to him, "You know how I have served you, and how your livestock has been with me. For the little you had before I came has increased greatly, and Yahweh has blessed you since my coming. But now when am I to provide for my own house too?" Well, we can see here that Yaakov, our father, was a man that keeps the Torah, the commandments as the Torah. And he worked 7 years. But Lavan cheated him. Afterwards, he worked plus 7 years, and it was more cheat with Yaakov. And then Lavan obliged him to work more 6 years, 20 years. And Lavan did fulfill these obligations in the Torah. And then the Eternal One blessed more Yaakov than Lavan because Yaakov was a man occupied with the Torah, concerned with the Torah. Well, let's see this item in the Torah in Yeshua's time, his disciples' time. (196). Philemon 1:14 to 19. Philemon. Philemon 1. I'm looking it for just a moment. Philemon, chapter 1, verse 14 to 19. But without your opinion, I wished to do none at all, so that your good deed should not be by way of necessity, but voluntary. For he parted from you for a while, possibly because of this, so that you might have him back forever. No longer as a slave, but more than a slave, as a beloved brother, especially to me, and how much more to you, both in the flesh and in the master. So, if you regard me as your partner, receive him as you would me. But if he has wronged you, or owes you, whatever, put that on my account. I shall wrote with my own hand. I shall repay, not to mention to you that you indeed owe yourself to me also. Well, we can see the letter that Shaul Rashalia writes to Philemon. Philemon had a slave named Onesimus, and he had fled away because certainly Philemon oppressed him. I don't know, and but Shaul received this slave, treated him in hava, in love, and right. And this man accepts the commandments of the Torah, and he made his aliyah le Torah. And Shaul now writes back to Philemon to receive him in hava, that compensated him like it is written in the Torah. Well, shalom to you and your family. Thank you very much for your attention. And shalom lekulam Israelitim, lekara rishoni, leramish paragam, yad rayon ramishir rabah. Shalom lekulam.